This is the beginning of the side trim. That's the base piece. You have to imagine two 3/4 inch wide strips of ash that go up the side, equally distant from each other, and the front and the back, and then up to another cross piece up at the top underneath the top. That's the plan. I don't think I need to pin nail these, just using tape. I am going to put an antique, what does it say? Tatham's Plumber's Extra Solder. And I think they made this out of solid lead. Yard sale pick. So this is purely decorative. There's one more piece. We'll go up here to hide the side of the plywood. Go like that. And once this dries, turn it over to the other side. That's the look. Okay, here we go. I don't know if you can see this, but this is a little proud. This has to be totally flat for the top to be put on, so I'm going to have to sand that down. I wish I had hand planes that could do this, but that's one major hand tool that I don't have. I really think I should invest in one. Lee Nielsen, maybe. Hopefully that's enough clamps and enough glue. I've been using this Minwax wood putty to fill the little pin nail holes, and as you can see here, as long as my camera stays focused, there was a little bit of tear out on one or two miter saw cuts because I cut it wrong. All my fault. Anyway, these also need filling. Luckily, this particular shade of wood putty, it's called Natural Pine, seems to work really well with the ash. So almost ready for final sanding, and I think today we're going to put the first sealing coat of finish on. Well, the first sealer coat of tung oil varnish is applied. I did it on all the undersides, the parts that no one will ever see. I wanted to get that done first with the piece upside down. I also did the sides because I could without worrying about drips, and a bit of the front, just the front facings of everything. When I flip it over tomorrow, we'll do the top sides of everything, the shelves and the top that will be visible when the furniture is in use. Well, here's how it looks with 2 coats of tung oil finish, which is a form of tung oil varnish from Minwax. It's almost at the finish stage. A little bit more to do, maybe another coat. I'm using some 320 to just smooth out the little nubs and nibs. I'm doing the finishing back here in my woodworking side of the world because this was just too heavy and too cumbersome for one person to take over to the other side of the basement into my finishing room. It's also a little bit too big for my finishing room. So what I made a pact with myself: no sawdust, no sawdust generation while I'm finishing this piece of furniture. What I've been doing is I've been running the electric heat fan along with the Raycon air filtration system for like a couple of hours to just keep the air clean, keep the air circulated, clean, and most importantly warm, because it gets a little cold down here, and finishes prefer warmth to dry, right? One finishing technique that I learned by watching Thomas Johnson Furniture Restoration, his YouTube channel, was to, for a final buff, to just use brown wrapping paper, like from a grocery bag. Just give it a rub down, circular motion. It definitely won't leave any scratches, and what it does is any of the really fine little nibs and bumps, it will get rid of them, but it will leave the finish shiny. So I'm going to polish it up with this, the Feed and Wax by Howard. I'm only going to put a thin coat down. Let it sit for about 15-20 minutes, and then I will buff it smooth. There it is, carried up from the basement with the help of my son-in-law Mike, and it's in place.